Yeah, see, so again, welcome everyone. This is going to be our monthly business session. And if you have missed last month's session, that was basically the introduction. It was hosted by the beautiful Galit, one of the coaches in the Superconscious Sisterhood. We will take turn coaching on this monthly call. And if you haven't seen the session of Galit, it's going to be popped into that same Facebook page as well. I highly recommend watching it because it goes over a lot of introduction stuff that I'm not going to repeat today. So really, really encourage everyone to go and watch it if you haven't already. Yeah, and then I'll just start by introducing myself for those of you who don't know me. So I'm Debbie. Beck already introduced me. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. I currently live in Costa Rica. I was born in the Netherlands. And yeah, I've been on this wild ride of life. And, you know, it hasn't always been easy. And in my story, I'm sure that all of you can recognize yourself in one or another part. And so I'm going to try and keep it brief because this session is going to be all about you. But a few things that I wanted to share is just, you know, I grew up, I was raised by a single mom who didn't take really good care of herself. So I didn't have the easiest childhood, so to say, but I was a very intuitive child and I was very observant. And one thing that I did right from the get-go was I felt like there was more that I was put on this earth for, and I always aimed for following my heart. And I've been really good at basically creating a lot of things that I really, really love from a young age on. And so at one point I created my dream home in the Netherlands, exactly how I wanted it. And I had my horses right outside of my bedroom door. And I envisioned this picture that I had as a young girl, and I created it all. But there was still something. There was still something that wasn't adding up. And I was still having this feeling inside of me of like something is missing, something is off. And you know, it wasn't until I met my mentor that really things started to click in place, because I finally was able to access certain information that I didn't know how to logically interpret my whole life. And this changed everything. And I know for all of you who are trying to set up like a heart-led soul business, basically, is that it's so important that all levels of your consciousness are aligned with that you are doing exactly what it is that you love doing. Because this is what we are all here for. We're here to create what lives in our heart. And once you do that, and once you know how to basically, you know, we can say integrate that shadow side, but where all the traumas live and all that kind of stuff, all those voices in your head that are telling you you are not capable enough, or that you need to do another course before you can have what you want, or that you need to increase your sales, but you have this knot in your stomach when you're trying to sell somebody your product. It's like, as soon as you realize how to align all levels of your consciousness and to live actually the version of you that you are in your heart, doors will start to open and things will start to flow like never before. And you can start to tell that you are so capable of collapsing time. And for a lot of you, this might sound still a little bit woo or out there. How do you do that? And on these sessions, you know, you're gonna start tapping into that, and you're gonna be able to track through the beautiful documents that are shared in the chat. That's called lenses, which I'm gonna guide you through today. You're gonna be able to track and receive feedback that's gonna show you where your patterning is. And the beautiful thing is that nobody on this call needs fixing, because none of you are broken. None of you are broken. We're not broken. We don't need fixing. And unfortunately, a lot of the self-development world, including all the alternative modalities, are still very much focused in a problem-solving structure. And there are probably more, but two main things that keep a lot of people from actually creating the dream life and dream business that live in their heart. And that is they're oriented in the wrong structure, and they and like money blocks, right? Is the finances, is creating those finances. And I know that you are all here on the call for your business and to create that beautiful heart-led business. And so we're going to get to work on that, and we're going to get you to step into the person that you already are in your heart, but to step into it with all levels of your consciousness. Now, Galit talked a lot more about this on the first session, and so we're not going to repeat that today, but we're going to do some powerful processes. I'm going to talk you through a lot, but it's also going to be very experiential. And so I would love for all of you to participate in the chat whenever you feel you want to do so, so that I can kind of see where everybody is at as I'm guiding you through this. I'm basically just the open vessel here on this session today. I connect to the field, I ask what is needed to be shared, and through there, a lot of things will start to shift, a lot of things will start to click for you. We will do a recode as well, which is a super, super powerful process to lower any resistance that you have towards taking your next step. Steps that are aligned with that heart-led business. I see Brie put in the chat, the link to the first session has just been pinned to the top of the Facebook group. So you don't have to go there now, but when we're done with this session, feel free to go there and feel free to check it out. Try to be open and all in on this session. It's really good to kind of park old beliefs, anything that you thought was true right until this very moment. See if you can park it. You can pick anything up after the session. It won't go anywhere. It's right there. But I would ask you to park it for now to see if you can stay open-minded, open-hearted, so that you can get the most out of the session today and you can actually receive everything. Okay? And so one of the biggest things that I've struggled with is the business side. And, you know, when I was in my 20s, I naturally guided people to big changes in their lives. And I just never saw it as a business. And I'm also very much, I've also always considered myself an introvert. So I was never like outspoken and outgoing, and I didn't really appreciate the spotlight being on me. So basically, this part of me, I've been pushing it away for over a decade. But you know what I found myself in, and some of you might recognize yourselves in this. I created this dream home in the Netherlands, and I had this beautiful permaculture garden and my horses at my home, and everything was so beautiful, but I was working an office job. And meanwhile, I was changing people's lives. I wasn't asking any money for it. It just happened naturally. And despite so many people telling me that that's, you know, you should do something with that. You have a gift, you have a talent, you should spread it. I always have feelings like I'm not good enough, and who's going to listen to me? Who am I to tell people how to live their lives, or, you know, what to do? Or so there are all these beliefs that we harbor, right? And it took me over a decade, and understanding this work and understanding the structure that I was still living in. Even though I was able to create so much, I still was living in a certain structure that did prevent me from taking those aligned actions and from having that courage to step into it. And so this work, this changed everything for me. It added a layer of, you know, exceptionality to it. It's like that next step up from self-development. And this is the superconscious development. And so I'm super excited to take you all on that journey. And just to know that, you know, you can have it all now. You can have it all now. And if this feels like how, and if you feel certain resistance coming up as I say that, this just means that there are certain parts of you that are not in alignment with that truth. And that's all what we're here to do, is to bring everything in alignment so that you can go exactly for what it is that lives in your heart, and you can have that beautiful soul expanding business that can probably be taken a lot further than you even know right now. And so I'm going to take you on a little experience first, and then we're going to dive into that lenses document that I shared in the chat and that Bree shared again as well. And for this experience, you can choose to close your eyes, or you can keep them open, whatever feels comfortable to you. Bree touched on this a little bit in the first session, and I just want to take you all on a little bit of an experience, which is called the River of Desire. So just get comfortable and tune into your breath for a few moments. Just notice yourself landing in your body and just realizing that, okay, I'm here, I'm open, and let's go on a little bit of a journey. And so I want you to imagine a beautiful, beautiful river. Whatever looks most beautiful to you. This is your river of desire. And at one end of the river, you are standing there in the now moment. This is your current reality. This is the reality you're living now. And on the other end of that river is your desired reality. It's that desired vision you have of your business. And maybe that vision isn't even complete yet, and that's okay. But that's that beautiful, successful, heart-led business is on the other side, on the other end of that river. And it's exactly in its full glory, right there. Now, in between those 2 points, there's the river. It's like a gap. It's like a journey you'd have to take to get from your current reality to that desired reality. And as you're hopping on that river, and maybe you're on a boat, or maybe you're just floating your body down that river, or maybe you're even at some point able to become the water of the river. But I just want you to notice that there are boulders in the river. And some of them are small, and you easily glide past them, or maybe even over them, as the water is higher than the boulder. But some of them are bigger, and those boulders, they represent your inner resistance. And these can be all those limiting beliefs that pop up when you are thinking about taking steps in your business. So let's take, for example, selling. I know for a lot of people, selling can feel a little bit icky. Whether it is a service or a product of your own, or a product that is not your own, but that you really believe in. It can still, for a lot of people, feel like selling is this skill that you need to have, and you might even believe that you don't have that skill, or you might feel like you're pushing things upon other people. And so there can be certain feelings and beliefs around this. And those are the boulders that pop up in your river. And I just want you to notice what kind of boulders are there and how big they are, and what kind of thoughts and feelings arise when you're noticing those boulders. I just want you to know that those boulders aren't going away by trying to fix them. They aren't going away by trying to, take another course and get better at selling, or by unpacking your belief and analyzing it and thinking that you're broken and what do you need to fix to make it better. Because what that actually does is it makes us identify with that boulder. And so when we are trying to be water, and we are trying to flow from one end of our river to the other, but we are focused on the boulders, and we are focused on fixing those problems, or fixing those limitations, or getting rid of an anxiety that we have, or an insecurity, all that it does is it makes the boulders bigger, and it can even result into us becoming the boulder, because we start to identify to the problem so much that we are turning into it. And this is how you can notice that you're going to repeatedly live the same situations. And you might all have moments like that pop up right now, where you actually live that, where you feel like, and sometimes you feel like, parts of the boulder are being shaved off by the water, and you can finally move again. for it to just pop up again a little bit later on. And it looks remarkably the same. And you're like, how can this be? I thought I worked through this. And now it's just there again. That same boulder is popping up in my river again. And so instead of focusing on the boulders, I want to invite you all to focus on your desired reality, to focus on what is on the other end of that river. And so that would be to focus on, what does your heart business look like? What does that successful business look like, feel like, sound like? You know, and when it comes to specific skills, like for example, selling, I want you to realize that you've been selling your whole life. And I want you to think of it like this. Whenever you watch like this beautiful movie that touched you, that just left such an imprint on you as a being, and you can't wait to tell your best friends about this movie, and you want them to watch it because it made such a huge impact on you, whether it's a movie or a documentary or whatever it is, a talk of somebody. In that moment, you are selling. And all that you are doing is you're sharing your passion. You are totally in your heart sharing your passion. And so when we are focused on our passion, instead of on the things that we need to fix, then energy flows freely. Energy can just flow. And if we can let that energy flow, and if we are in alignment with our heart, that's where we attract the things that are in our imagination. But we have to become that person first, right? We have to become that person. And so we have to adopt the energetic vibration of the end result. And so if you're on that river of desire and you see those boulders, and they might not all just disappear, some boulders might be so big that no matter how much you're focusing on that beautiful desired reality of your business, the boulder's still there. And that's why we have Recode. And you're going to experience that today as well. And Recode is a super effective process that just makes sure that all parts of you, even the parts of you that believe you can't do it, that they're all going to be aligned to the same end result. And what that does is it lowers the resistance that you're feeling and that you're experiencing to a level that makes it possible for the river to flow again. And so this process, it works with the superconscious aspect of yourself, and we all have it. And the reason why I can perform that Recode for all of you is simply because we're all connected to the same field. And so all I do is I tap into that field where we are all connected, and I receive the commands that are beneficial and the highest good for everyone on this call. And so we all get to lower the resistance that we are experiencing, so that at the end of the process, those boulders, they get chipped away. They get chipped away at to a point that the water can flow more easily from A to B. Okay, and so eventually what happens is the water can flow freely. You will receive intuitively your next aligned action step that will bring you closer to that picture of desired reality that you hold in your vision of your business. Whatever the choices they are within that business that you make, you will receive intuitively your next aligned action steps. And so then you start getting closer and closer to that desired reality. And one thing that I want to share about that is that this is a process. Like, conscious creation is a never-ending process. And so even though you set goals and even though we make choices, right, the journey still continues. And so we're not so much wanting to manifest that end result. We are wanting to become that person in the journey. And that's what this work is all about. And when you become the person in the journey, when you can become that water and flow, then you get to have everything that you desire from the heart. That's the moment where the magic happens. That's the moment where the time collapses. That's where we make the quantum leaps. And that's where you get to have everything that you want. And it's an ongoing process. As resistance is part of creation, because we need tension. To create, tension is needed between the current reality and the desired reality. And there will always be boulders. And that's okay, because the resistance gives us more clarity. And so that's what we're going for in this session. I'm here to guide you to get more clarity in exactly what it is that you want to create, and then to lower the resistance of those boulders so that you can create it more easily. And so if you had your eyes closed, feel free to come back and just be fully present again in this session. And yeah, how is everyone feeling? Is this something that you are all excited about? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if you're ready to get that clarity. Let me know if you're ready to lower that resistance that you might not even know at this point you're having. Or you do. And both is totally fine. But I hope everybody is feeling ready to go for it. I see him. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, Tim says, Elise, super excited. Marie, please, ready as I can be. Beautiful. Yeah. And so, ready to release resistance. Yay. Ready, ready. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, good. I can feel the energy. That's great. That's absolutely beautiful. And so one more thing that I want to share before we are going into our lenses, one more thing I want to share with all of you when it comes to selling, because let me know in the chat, let me know, does anybody still feel like they have a certain resistance or icky feelings, or think they might not be capable enough yet, or not as good as they hope to be when it comes to selling? Let me know who feels that. Never with selling back says most definitely yes. Tim says yes. Tons of ick selling, Melinda. Okay. Yes, Sammy. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Jess. Yeah, I can feel that. I can feel that being present. Definitely icky. Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, so lots of you here. Overthinking when trying to sell and then vomiting on people, Marie. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Irene. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is a thing, and it is a thing for a lot of people, right? But if you have any type of business at all, you're selling. And so we kind of just have to take that stigma that lays on it. We have to take it off of there, because truthfully, yes, you know, a lot of what is happening in the world and a lot of ways in which people sell their products nowadays, it's not truthful. It's not, you know, it's not from the heart. And I just want all of you to remember that when you sell from the heart, right, it doesn't have to feel like selling. And so the image I would love to give to you all, this was really a golden nugget for me, so I hope it's going to be that for some of you as well, is I just want you to imagine the figure 8, right, which is also the infinity sign, right, just looping back and forth like that. So I'm making just a figure 8 with my hand right now. I love to work with energy. And so this is also something you can do if that feels good for you. It's just to imagine that infinity symbol, that figure 8 in your mind, maybe even drawing it with your hands in the air. Just really tune into that infinity loop. And now what I would like to invite you to do is to see that selling and money, you know, the money that comes from that is nothing more than you sharing your heart with what lives in your heart with other people, and you're getting rewarded for that. And you know, some people have icky feelings around receiving money for that, what lives in their heart. That's just one of my blocks, right? And so, but we receive, and then we have the opportunity to give more. And we receive, and we have the opportunity to even give back more. And so this is how I want you to visualize that in your mind. And that's the infinity loop, is you receive something. And just imagine for a moment, like, you know, I don't know if you have a specific number in your mind for your business that you want to reach this year. But regardless of that, just imagine that you are receiving more than you can spend, and all the things that you can do with that money, all the ways that you can give back to other people and enrich their lives. And for them, that's the taking, right? So you're taking, but you're also giving. And with selling, it's nothing more than giving what lives in your heart, because you want to help people. And so it's just like telling them about that movie that impacted you so much that you feel like changed your life, or whatever it was, right? Whatever it is that you feel about that, I'm sure you feel about that with your business. That's how you should feel with your business, because then you know it's coming from the heart. And so from that, all that you're doing is you're sharing your heart with people. And from there, it's flowing out. And so you're flowing out, and then you're reaching the other side of the figure eight. And that's where you're going to get back. And with everything that's coming back to you, you can start to give even more. And so just imagine everything that you can do with that. And so if you get into that energy loop, and just imagine it, right? We can just make it up in our imagination. Even if the resistance is still popping up for you, you can just imagine that. And our imagination is so, so powerful. It's our philosopher's stone. It is what can truly rewire us and truly put us on our path to our creations. Okay, and so that is something that can really help with that. And so now for the next part, I would love to let me know in the chat if you are able to open your lenses document that was shared in the chat. If you cannot open your lenses, that is okay. Just make sure, in case you don't have it in front of you, I'm going to share the screen in a moment as well, that you have something to write on. So pen and paper is fine. Or if you want to write digitally, whatever you have, make sure you have something you can write on. One of the PDFs is a fillable PDF. Okay, I see somebody has background noise. Oh yeah, okay. Muted. All good. So if you want to use the fillable PDF and write in it as we're going through the session, you can. You can also download the printable one and print it later and just write on something else for now, whatever works for you, okay? Whatever works for you. So let me know in the chat if that's working for all of you. If you have something to write on so that I know I can continue. I am gonna share my screen for a moment. After the next process, I will share more about the lenses document. But for now, I'm going to share the screen, and I'm just going to show what page we're going to work with next. Okay. So this is what the document looks like. So in case you don't have it in front of you, you should be able to see my screen now and see the cover page of this document. This is going to be a super, super important document for our monthly sessions. It is going to be your feedback. It is going to give you so much clarity. It's going to show you where you are at. Okay, Tim says, can't open mine, but I have paper to write on. Totally fine, Tim. So don't let it distract you. If you can't get it open right now, it is totally fine. We can totally get that sorted out at the end of the session. Galit went through this in the first session already. We have 5 steps of magic that we work with, right? These are the 5 steps of creation. When you follow these 5 steps, you're gonna show up for them. you're going to create, you're able to create anything that's in your heart. Okay, so the M for magic is make a true choice. That's what we're going to work on today if you don't have one already. The A is for align vibrationally. We're going to step into the creations and we're going to align with that vibrationally. The G is for gap, create structural tension. It's what I explained with the river of desire. We need 2 points in the field to be able to get movement, to create anything in this 3D world. So the tension is needed. The I is for investigate, unpack, and recode. I'm going to guide you through a recode today. Okay, so you get to experience that. You get to experience what it feels like when we're working on your resistance from the field, from your superconscious aspect, not from the perspective of fixing anything. And then the C is for complete aligned action. We cannot create if we don't take the action. And yes, you need to show up with courage. Yes, you need to be willing to get in the discomfort. But if you're willing to do that, if your heart's vision is big enough and you're willing to do that, and you follow these 5 steps, you are guaranteed going to succeed. You are going to create those things. I just want you to know it. It's that powerful. Okay. And so I'm going to run you through this later. We have 4 orientational choices. We created these 4 choices because it's very important to have a general direction, orientation in life, so that overall, in general, in life, you can be in the creative structure. And from that creative structure, you're going to make your own choices. So in this case, we're working on business. So you're going to create your own business choice. And that's what you're going to work on. But these 4 core choices are the foundation because they touch every area of life. And this is what we work a lot with in the Superconscious Sisterhood as well. We go a lot deeper, but I'm going to guide you through this today. So it's going to be like a guided meditation in which you get to experience your desired reality. And it's going to go through these 4. I'm the predominant creator. We need to be able to accept that we create everything in our reality. That's the only way we can consciously create. We need to accept that fact. And so this means no more blaming outside when something isn't going our way, right? It's taking our power back. No more giving our power away. It's very, very, the most powerful thing that you can do is orient as the predominant creator. Number 2 is I choose the end result of living the life I love. Right? Now, who doesn't want to live the life that they love? This is the premise we come from. It's when you're a conscious creator, that's what you're going for. You're going for that life that you absolutely love, that life that you don't need a vacation from. That's right. So we need to be able to align with that vibrationally before we can step into it with all of our tangible creations. And so I choose the end result of health and vitality. Now, I know I don't have to tell any of you this, but obviously our health and vitality is so important because what are we going to create without that, right? We need our health. We need our vitality. And the end result of living your true nature and purpose. True nature is being a creator. Your purpose is creating on this earth the things that live in your heart. That's your purpose. And so in this 4th choice is where we're going to create your business choice. It's where we're going to create your business vision. And I know all of you have most likely already worked on this, maybe a little, maybe already a lot. And so this can bring in more clarity because we're going to step into it from your superconscious aspect, okay? And not from the logical mind. And so, let me see. We have a morning ritual. I'm going to take you through that too. I'm going to show that later. I'm just looking for this one. This page number 5 is, if you want to work in the document today, this is the page you want to have it on so that you don't have to search for it later. Because you're going to go straight into this in our guided meditation today. So this is your business success vision. You're going to write it out. So make sure you have pen and paper or you have the fillable document open that you can type in the document. And from there, you're going to form your true end result, your choice. Galit on the first session explained why it's so important to choose. I will repeat that a little bit. So we need choices. Why? Because we need a direction. You can imagine that if we are creating without making choices, right? We're all over the place. Our focus goes everywhere. But one of the most important things to be able to consciously create the things that you want to experience is to focus. Your focus is everything, right? So as I said in the river of desire, you don't want to focus on the boulders, you want to focus on your end result. And so your choice, your business success choice, is going to be your written out choice of your business that resonates with you in your heart. You're going to have to be able to feel it. It's almost like it becomes tangible. You can feel so much into it. And when you write it out that way, when you have that choice and you focus on this choice, if you can, preferably every single day, not just in our monthly sessions, then you're gonna make great progress, because you're gonna be able to every day step into that energetic alignment, and from there get your aligned actions that you then only have to take to get one step closer to it. Okay, so this is super powerful stuff. I hope everybody is ready. Give me a ready or a one in the chat if you're all set and ready to go, because then I'm gonna guide you through, and I'm gonna guide you all through the 4 core choices, and then I'm gonna guide you straight into your business vision. Okay, I see a lot of ones and readies. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing this for a moment. There we go. So if you're ready, I invite you to please close your eyes. Get really comfortable. And just focus for a moment on your breath. And do whatever feels good. You might want to move your body in a certain way. Like, we don't have to sit static the whole time, right? Get any movement out that you feel like you need to get out right now. And then just settle in. Notice your breath. And it might feel good to take a few deep breaths, a few deep belly breaths. To really ground you in your body. And then you just let that breath go naturally. And I just want you to notice for a moment the breath going in and out of your nose, totally effortlessly. And can you also notice that the breath coming out of your nose is warmer than the air that you're breathing in? There's a slight temperature difference. And just see if you can notice that. Just follow the wave of that breath in and out. And with every breath, you feel more and more relaxed. You choose to fully relax. And to let everything go that's on your mind. And you don't have to forcefully push it out, but just choose to set aside everything that you were thinking about. Maybe it's what to do next after the session. Maybe you have certain worries or things on your to-do list, and just choose to put it aside for now. And then I want you to just imagine you have no past. You're a being without a past, and just as best as you can imagine it. Imagine that you're here on this session and you're you, but that's it. There's no past. There's just you. And notice how that feels. Notice how it feels when you just choose to let everything drop away. And I know you can, because we all have imagination and we can all tap into that. And all that remains are the waves of your breath going in and out of your nose naturally. It's completely and entirely linked to that pure essence of you. That's always there, that's always present. That never came and will never go. Can you notice that presence within you? It's like even when everything else drops away, there's still something there. And now I want you to just focus on your heart for a moment. How does your heart feel? Step into that heart field. And if that's challenging, just imagine you can. Just imagine you're totally focused in your heart right now. In whatever way feels good for you. And then we're going to choose the first choice. I am the predominant creator in my life. And you can say it in your mind, you can say it out loud, whatever feels good, but just repeat it for yourself. I am the predominant creator in my life. And now I want you to imagine what that feels like. And a way to tap into that is to realize, is just to feel and to notice, is like, where's my power? Where's my energy? And without thinking about it, you might notice a sense of energy around your body, some that is closer to you, some that is further away. Some of your energy might be really far away. And I just want you to imagine that you're calling it back to you. You're calling all your energy back to you. And as you do that, you are acknowledging that you are the predominant creator of your life. You're not the only creator, but you're the predominant creator. You create your reality. You make your choices. You choose what you focus on. And so just see what that feels like. Just imagine that you can see yourself as you. You can look through your own eyes as being that person, being the predominant creator. What does the world look like? Looking at the world from that perspective. What does it feel like in your body? Where can you feel it? How does it feel? Can you even imagine what sounds are there? For some people, sound might come in. And so I want you to involve all of your senses and make it as vivid as possible. Who are you as the predominant creator? The person who is not putting any blame outside of themselves. Who knows that the voices in the head with the limiting beliefs saying you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, that's simply not true. That you get to choose in each and every moment. And because you have that choice, it makes you incredibly powerful. You're the predominant creator of your life. And this also means you can choose that for your business. So I just want you to imagine walking around as that person. As we go into choice number 2, I choose the end result of living the life I love. Repeat this for yourself. I choose the end result of living the life I love. Own it. Choose it. And then just see what appears in your imagination. See what appears all around you. And I just want you to notice as you're stepping into that life, looking through your own eyes, hearing through your ears, feeling with your body, how does your business fit into the life that you love? What are all the ways that your successful business fits into the life you love? And just really notice, what does that look like? What are the things that you are doing? If you walk yourself through a day, what does your day look like and feel like? What do you prioritize? And most of all, how does it feel? How does it feel to live a life that you love and to have that business that you love fit into that beautiful life? Make it as vivid as you can. And if a certain sense is really popping out for you, just see if you can turn that up, turn that dial up even more. See the colors even brighter, or feel the feelings even more intense. What are the sounds that you're hearing? What are the sounds you want to be surrounded with? Whether it's sounds of nature or the sounds of the people that you love, the people that support you, that lift you up. Whatever sounds are there, turn the dial up. As we're going to step into the third choice from this, and that's I choose the end result of health and vitality. Repeat it for yourself. I choose the end result of health and vitality. And now just notice, what does your body feel like? Step into that reality, claim it. Say, I am the creator of all of this. And I am choosing to be healthy and vital. And this is what it feels like. And this is what it looks like. And just live that. Notice, what are you doing? When you're completely healthy and vital, what are all the things that you're doing? How does it support your business? How does you being in optimal health and vitality support that beautiful, successful business of yours? How does that emanate out to others? And really, really tune into that and feel it in the body. Because we want to pick up that emotional set point of this reality that you're living right now. So really just notice and become the observer of everything that you feel. How does it feel when you feel fulfilled, when you feel alive, when you feel vibrant? And then with that, we're going to step into the fourth choice. I choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose. And living your true nature is when you live as the creator that you are. And living your purpose is what you're set out to do. And so this is that business that flows from your heart. This is that business that when you have to sell it, it's just sharing your passion. This is everything that your business looks like and feels like and is in your heart. And so I really invite you now to step into that vision of your successful, beautiful business. See it, feel it, experience it with all of your senses. Notice what you're doing, who you are impacting. How do people receive you? How do you come across? What are others saying to you? When you are leading that beautiful business of yours, what are others saying to you about it? What does your energy feel like? What is the energy of you that perfectly aligns with this business. That is so you, right? Because you are all unique. And so it gets to be completely 100% you in your uniqueness, in how you feel in your heart, in who you are. And so maybe you lead from a very enthusiastic energy and you can feel it and sense it and see it. And maybe it's from a really peaceful and calm energy. Joy or passion. What's that energetic blueprint that aligns with your business? And just see what is all there. And there might be new things popping up. Just be open and receive. Open and receive what's there for you. There might be known aspects of your business. There might be new angles, and you haven't looked at it like that before. What does your successful business look and feel like? And whenever you're ready, you can take a moment to open your eyes and write it down. You can even write it down on that page in your lenses document, or you can write it down using pen and paper, whatever feels good, but just stay in that space. And I want you to write down your successful business vision. Tune into it fully and stay tuned into it. And what are you doing with that money? Right? Include all the aspects, as many aspects as you can touch upon that are coming to you today, that are entering your field. And don't skip anything. Just write everything down that's coming to you. No matter how crazy it might be to the logical mind, I just want you to stay in that space from the heart and just let it flow onto the paper. What does your successful business vision look like? How do you feel in your business? Who are you impacting? What are you able to do with the finances that flow from that? What are you giving? What are you receiving? And if you need to, you can close back your eyes and drop right back in. And just open them up if anything else comes to you. And you can just ask, what else is there for me? And just as you're writing down your beautiful business vision, I want you to ask yourself the question, what is my next aligned action step? And see if anything comes to you. What is that obvious aligned action that's going to bring me one step closer to this fully expanded vision, this fullest expression of you through your business? And when you ask yourself those questions, you might not get an answer in words. It might be a symbol. It can even be a color. It can be a number. It can be literally anything. So if you don't know what it means, just gently ask yourself, what does this mean? And trust whatever information flows to you from that space. And if you feel like you don't receive anything tangible, that is okay too. It will come. The more you go through this process, the easier it will flow. The more you can open up, the more you will receive. And then when you're ready, you can come back to the session for a moment and just let me know in the chat if you'd like to share how do you feel right now. And if you're willing to share anything that you experienced on your vision, maybe something new or something that was very clearly there, feel free to share. But let me know how this is going for you, how this is feeling. And if you're still writing, feel free to take a little bit more time to wrap it up. Everybody's really quiet still in the chat, so I feel like everybody's still like fully in it. I see Beck sharing something. I'm excited to give back to charities that support young women who have been bullied and be a voice for women who are being bullied. Beautiful. Feels peaceful and authentic. The word that came from you was transcendent. Beautiful, Veronica. Yeah. Let me know in the chat and you feel like you have your vision on paper, and it doesn't have to be the complete thing right now, right here today, right? This can become more clear and more solid over the months to come. It's always in motion. We are always in motion. So are our visions, our choices. And so that's all super, super okay. The more I earn, the more I can give. Yeah, beautiful. Exactly. Super excited, energy's high. I love seeing my future self. Yeah. What I saw and asked the question was a 4-leaf clover, Melinda. Beautiful. So then you can just ask yourself what that means. And it might not come to you clearly right away, but at some point it probably will. And so you don't have to go into analyzing mode over that. Just trust. Trust that this is what needed to come to you. And even if it's not entirely clear to the logical mind what it means, trust that it will lead you to where you need to be with your energy. I feel light and peaceful, full of energy. Could feel all my energy flow through me. Oh, what's that? That's an interesting word. The word that came to me was, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Chokurei. Nice, Sammy. I don't know if you know what it means, but if not, you can ask for what it means and trust that what you're given is what you need to know. My word is transformation. Beautiful, Pamela. It's Reiki. Okay, beautiful. Yeah. Ah, it's a Reiki symbol. Nice. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so I hope everyone's kind of back. So then the next step to take would be to make your business choice, right? So in the lenses document, you can see that under the, let me share my screen again. Under that field where you had the chance to write it down, your business success true end result. So the true end result is a result, a creation that you want to manifest in this reality, right? That we're living as human beings. That's just for the love of it. So stay in the energy of just creating it for the love of it, because it has to be a true end result. If we're creating it for any other reason than for the love of it, we are not in a true choice. And so when we're not in a true choice, it will be A, a lot harder to create, and B, we're never going to feel as fulfilled in it, right? Because we're not actually staying true to what the heart wants to create. And that's what conscious creation is all about. You stay in the heart. So it's not for anybody else, it's for you. And so I know how that can sound paradoxical, how maybe you have a business and you feel like, like me as a coach, it's like I offer a service to people, right? I guide people. So it is for others. But first and foremost, it is for me. It is because I love to do it. Okay? And that it benefits other people. Yeah, that's just because that's my path, right? That is what comes along with it. But first and foremost, it's something that is just for you because you love it. So think about look at everything that you've written down, because that came from a space of your heart, from a space of innocence, when you were tapped into, hopefully, a lot into your superconscious aspect, right? Because the superconscious aspect is connected to our innocence, is connected to our heart. And so look at everything that you've written down. And then see if you can formulate that aspect of that into, maybe not all of it, but aspects of it. What feels good for you right now is if you were to choose a business vision and you were to pour it into a formulated choice and you put it into words that resonate emotionally, that put you, when you read them, that put you in the emotion of that end result, of that business creation. Okay? And so this is where you can write down that choice. And you were always going to write it down as in the present, because the energetics of it is that you're already embodying that vibration. So I choose the end result of a ... business. Okay? And you get to fill that in because it's your choice. I will never tell you what to choose. So that is all you. But just make sure it's simply for the love of creating it. And this can feel really counterintuitive when sometimes when it comes to money, and it's like, yeah, but I need a business to have money, because then with that money, I can do things. Okay. So money is always a little bit of this interesting topic that I'm sure we will touch more upon in the future. But I just want you to come from the energy now of something that you love to create. So how would you love to create your business from the heart because you love it and for no other reason? And that's where you can formulate your choice. And if right now you feel like it's hard to get all the words on paper, because we obviously have to move on with the session, that's okay. You can come back to it, right? But with everything that you've written down, I know that you are emotionally in that space. And feel free if you want, if you already have something, if you already have a choice that you can write out, feel free to share it if you want to. You don't have to, but feel free to pop it in the chat. I see Marie said I have financial freedom and time flexibility while impacting people's health and well-being globally. Yeah. And so what I want you, what I suggest Marie to do even more is to write it in an even more way that you can feel it emotionally. Why do you love that? So ask yourself is, what do you love about it? Right? And what is it giving you? So think about, what is this choice giving you? And I mean giving you as in, the emotions, mainly the emotions that you want to experience in life. Because the creations that we put out from the heart are also connected to the emotions that we want to experience in life. Whether that is joy, we want to maybe feel passionate, we maybe want to feel peace, we want to feel fulfilled, whatever it is for you, but those most important emotions that you want to experience, that you really connect with on a heart level, that is what the choice should be connected to, right? That is what the choice should give you. because it's for the joy and the love of it, or the peace of it, or the whatever it is, fulfilling and pride. So yeah, so so this is what you're gonna work with. And so I want to just now step right into a recode before we go through the rest of the lenses. I am pretty sure we're going to still be a good 20 minutes. This is definitely going to be 1.5 hour session, because I'm also having to guide you through the lenses document. So it's good. It's now that we're still kind of in that space. If you've written down a specific end result for your business, I just want you to tune into that right now. I just want you to go right back into it, because maybe you've come out of it a little bit, interacting in the chat or writing. And so just tune into that end result. And if you don't have a specific worded choice written down yet, then I just want you to tune back into that business vision that you've been writing about, and just tune back into the energy of it and what it looks like, what it feels like. And just having it exactly the way you want it. And then from there, I want you to kind of just float up above yourself. Imagine that you can just kind of come out of that, that you who lives that beautiful, beautiful reality, desired reality. You float up above yourself. And then you see yourself sitting in your chair right here in the session, in your current reality. And I just want you to drop into that current reality and leave that desired reality behind. I just want you to notice how your current reality feels, and what's happening for you in your current reality. And there might be similarities with your desired reality, and there are probably also a lot of differences. And I just want you to notice them. And these can be differences with what you experience inside of yourself and around yourself. What are the things that let you know you don't have your desired reality? Feel free to share in the chat whenever you want to share. So what are some of the things that let you know that you don't have it? And what are some beliefs maybe that are popping up? Like in the current reality, what do you believe about yourself? What do you tell yourself when I ask you the question, why don't you have it already exactly how you want it? Why isn't that there yet? What are you experiencing, feeling, telling yourself in your current reality that's different from your desired reality? Distraction. And just notice it. Don't have to do anything with it. I just want all of you to notice what's popping up, because all that we're doing right now is we're bringing up those differences that live in the gap between your current reality and your desired reality. We're just bringing those differences up into the surface, which is creating, oh, the document's going everywhere here, which is creating that gap, that structural tension, the G in magic. Procrastination, self-doubt. I'm not supported by the land in current reality. I live in an old Civil War battlefield, Pamela. Wow, yeah. Lack of focus, motivation. There's lots and lots going on in the world. And so it's really, really easy to get lost in that. It's really easy to get distracted. It's really easy to get swept up in the current of chaos, in the current of everything that you see on that outer mirror that you're projecting that's not in alignment with how you want to feel, that's not in alignment with what you want to create. And it can be frustrating, and it can be, it can make you sad. It can make you feel anger. It is like, well, this is not the world how I imagine it. This is not the world how I want it to be. Or this is not my reality how I want it to be, or how I want to feel. And just know that everybody experiences this, right? Everybody experiences this tension. And this is where focus comes in. But to create, we need to just acknowledge it. We don't have to analyze it. We don't have to fix it. We don't have to do anything with it other than acknowledging it, which is an important part of creation. Because the one thing we want to do is accept our current reality. Because whatever we fight, it means we focus on it. It means we create more of it. I was feeling itchy and cold, almost like static when I dropped into the current reality. Wow, yeah. Yeah, and it's just good. So the more you can feel it and the more you can drop into your current reality, the more effective the recode is going to be. Because we're just bringing everything up into the active awareness. And this means that we can recode it in the field. Because they're all just instructions. And so, because we have the power to choose, at any moment, we have also the power to choose something else. And that's where the rewiring takes part. And doing that, using the superconscious, is just making that process really fast. The only thing is, you have to be ready and willing to open up for that to happen and to receive that and to acknowledge it for yourself. Current reality is loaded with duality and distractions from purpose. Yeah. So lots of different experiences in the current reality. Feeling not worthy, not good enough, feeling of judgment of others, self-doubt, feels forced, my desired reality flows to me. Yeah, okay. Beautiful. Thank you all for playing full out, and thank you all for allowing this to come up, even though it might feel uncomfortable. Okay? So now let's go into recode. So I would all invite you again to close down your eyes. Okay? Close down your eyes and just, if you feel okay and safe to do so, to have me guide you through that, is I just want you to give me permission to connect to your superconscious. You can say it out loud or just in your mind. You can say, I give Debbie permission to connect to my superconscious. And then just drop into your breath again for a moment and just know that, be open, don't expect anything, and just notice everything. There's not a right way to experience this process. It's whatever happens for you is exactly how it's supposed to happen. And so just drop in, passively listen to my voice. There's nothing else that you need to do. Superconscious, are you there? Okay. Superconscious, please check if all parts that are here are willing to jump on board a recode session to align to the vision of the creation that's in everyone's highest good. And please create the perfect treatment plan for everybody on this session and everybody who might watch the replay. And please do a massive change history. Thank you. And I just want you to bring back that vision of your river of desire that we started this session out with. And just imagine yourself floating on that river again. And now noticing how much more you're connected to that creation of your successful business, to that end result. Having a specific focus on where you're going. And so I just want you to stay focused on that gently, not forcefully, just keeping it in your imagination. Superconscious are all parts up for treatment. Superconscious, please talk to the part that's resisting jumping into this river and receiving treatment to lower the resistance. Please show all benefits of this recode treatment. Let that part know that it's not going to die. that it's merely receiving an upgrade. And that it's going to be fully functional as the main personality. That it's simply out here to create from the heart all the creations that are in the highest good. Okay, superconscious, all parts on board. Yes, beautiful. We can go. Superconscious, please tag all resistance that is in the field right now. Please line them up to treat in the perfect way, in the perfect order. Superconscious, please treat the bottom of the feet, all the different nerve endings in the feet. Please treat any feelings of nervousness in the body. Please treat the part that is like excited, that is kind of like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it. But then at the same time, it's like, okay, really, we're gonna do this? Like, I'm excited to jump, but okay, I actually do not want to jump. Please treat that part. Please treat that fear of the unknown. Where it's like, if my logical mind doesn't know logically what the next step is and where I'm going, and if that is safe, then I'm not going to do it. Please treat that. Please do a massive change history. Everything that's needed. Please do the process of parts integration, where on the one side we have the part that is really excited and knows I'm here for more. I'm here to create a difference in this world in a way that I totally love to do so. That is completely me. And then on the other end, we have the part that is like, okay, but I'm not the person who likes selling things. So what are you talking about? We're doing this. The part that has apprehensions. The part that only wants to do what feels safe in this business. That likes to focus on the things that you already know that you love doing and that you're good at and that come easy, but that has apprehension doing the things that, you know, feel uncomfortable and new and a little bit scary. Please do the parts integration process, Superconscious, and align in the middle where it becomes clear that both parts want exactly the same thing for you as a person. Both parts want you to feel safe. Both parts want you to thrive in life. Both parts want you to be happy, feel fulfilled. Both parts want you to succeed and experience love and be love. Please notice how both of these parts want exactly the same for you. And so there's no reason why they can't join as one in the main personality. Superconscious, please do a massive change history along all timelines. And just let flow through whatever needs to flow through. You might notice certain feelings in the body, pleasant feelings, less pleasant feelings. Just let them move through. You might want to sigh. You might get sweaty palms, whatever's happening, just let it happen. You might feel relief. You might feel expansion of energy. Whatever's happening is okay. Superconscious, please treat any broken agreements. Superconscious, please please treat the predominant creator, the energy around being the predominant creator. Please treat the aspects that are looking for approval in other people, whether it's friends, family, loved ones. Please align that with this beautiful person who is in the end result of their creations, who's being that person, who's doesn't need the approval, who knows that the only thing that's important is to live from the heart and to live that fullest expression, because that's where the juice is. And then please treat with that the part that feels like I don't belong. Please do a massive change history around that, because there's no way you will ever not belong. You belong per definition. Superconscious, please find the original event where this feeling popped up. Please go back all the way as far as necessary. It can be generations back. And please pick a different choice there. Something that's along the lines of the fact that I exist makes me belong. I will always belong to my family. I will belong to this earth tribe. I belong, period. Anything that feels best to choose, and then bring it all the way back to the present moment. And just breathe. Just breathe it through. Superconscious, please treat the apprehension to dreaming too big. Please align this with the feeling of dragon dreaming, of like, you can't dream too big. Because if you can conjure it up in your imagination, it means you can create it. Please treat the beliefs of not being powerful enough. Please treat beliefs around sovereignty. Yes, do a massive change history. Thank you. You aren't that little person anymore, that little child anymore that was dependent on their parents. Most of us have never had an initiation process into adulthood. And that's why we're still carrying those beliefs from our childhood. So Superconscious, please treat that moment in time where there should have been an initiation process. And please hold on to that vision of yourself who's now an adult and who knows exactly, who's perfectly capable of deciding for themselves what they love and what they want to create from their hearts, knowing that if you actually live that person energetically, the only thing that can come from that is more love, more beauty, more satisfaction, less pain, because it's going to emanate outward and it's going to affect the people around you positively as well. Superconscious, please treat any remaining resistance around all of that in a perfect way, in a perfect order. Thank you. And now please ground all memories that we have touched today back into the matrix of the universe, back into the body. And just slowly start to come back. And if you haven't received a clear action step before, then this is a good time to ask again yourself. Tuning into that beautiful business vision, being that person who already has it now. What is the next aligned action step? Like being that person. What's the next thing I do? Looking back at your now current reality person. What's the next thing that I need to do to get closer to this reality? That's already here, right? That's already, when you have imagined it and connected to it emotionally, it means it's already created. Everything's created twice. It's first created in the unseen and then recreated in the seen. And the unseen world where your superconscious lives is just as real as our lived experience. And so slowly come back, wiggle a toe, wiggle a finger, open an eye, feel your body. It's all still here. Squeeze yourself. Let me know in the chat how you're going. How is that? And if you now feel into your current reality, like I had you feel into it before, does it feel lighter? Does it feel like when you're thinking about your desired reality from your current reality again? How does that feel now? And the shift will continue to go for however long it needs to go. Pamela says, that was so powerful, feels easier, beautiful. Yeah. For some people, the shift might be small. For some people, the shift might be really big in how they feel right now. And it can be anything in between. And that's super okay, especially if you're just starting out in this work. Any kind of shift is incredibly beautiful because it means that were able to open up. I found another belief I had that I didn't even know about. Yeah, well, beautiful back. Yeah, that's what happens. Sometimes we don't even know the beliefs we carry that are in our way. And so the moment we can see them and we can acknowledge them, it means we can recode them. And that's where the power lies. I'm very happy with my current reality. I'm aligned. Beautiful, Sammy. Julie, I mean. Yeah, Sammy had a massive shift. Lots of energy came surging through. Beautiful, beautiful. I felt so far away from my desired reality, and now it feels a few steps away, within reach, so close. That's amazing, Jess. That's absolutely amazing. So beautiful. See, and thank you so much. Like, I feel so honored to be able to bring this work and for you all to trust me with that to guide you. It means the world to me. And reading this is like, it's so beautiful. Because I want for all of you to have exactly that business and that life that's within your heart, because it's possible. This was so beautiful and powerful. Well done, beautiful girl. I can see what I need to do clearly. Oh, that's great. Thank you. This was beautiful. Yeah. And so before we end the session, this is what I want you to do. So if you go back to the lenses document and let me share my screen. This session is just going to be a little bit longer because of the introduction into the lenses. I hope that's okay, everyone. So when you have your lenses, right, this is basically the process that you're bringing yourself you're through. Orientational choices, they bring you into the creative structure, okay? And so what we always recommend is going through a meditation that brings you in those choices every single morning. Now, we will make a recording available for you to use as a guided meditation. And so if you tune into the Facebook page, then everything that you will need will be on there, okay? And then you have your true choices. So you have your business choice. That's your vision. That's your focus. And then we're going to work with monthly milestones, which is going to break down your focus. That's why it's called a lens. Like if we're looking at the whole mountain, which is your like desired reality, your end result, in this case for your business, it can seem really huge to take the next step because it's kind of like, whoa, there's this whole mountain. Then we break it down, okay, into monthly milestones, which means basically all you need to focus on wherever you are right now is just your next step. It is just your next step. And every time it's just one step. And so this makes it easier. Okay, so that's where you can break down the focus. And you can do this by having a morning ritual, receiving your aligned action steps, and actually taking those action steps, right? Tim says it was amazing. Thank you. Feeling fabulous. I have my goals that need to be done this week. Woo, really good. Really, really good. I'm just really, I love reading the comments right now. I'm sorry. I shifted the contractual ancestral agreements and ties to past lives. Never experienced the depth of this energy before. Rise and transmute. Seeing connections to what brings me peace. Wow, beautiful. Absolutely amazing. This is, I hope everybody was kind of able to feel into what this work can do for you, right? And so every month, feel free to jump on this session. When I scroll down, so you have here your vision and your true choice. Now, every month, you have a chance to tune back into that to create more clarity around that, okay? So right now, you can focus on what would your choice read like. There's a page in here, your daily flow chart, in case it might help some visuals among you to kind of establish a flow throughout your day that keeps you focused. So that means you create end result clarity. You step into your creative structure so that you come out of the problem solving structure. You do that through that meditation. That's where you recode resistance. If you do that regularly, you're going to recode resistance even outside of the recode, the recode process that I've taken you through. You ask for your action and you take that aligned action, right? Then obviously your business part, you have your client care, you have your income generating activities, you have your market and network presence, and then you have your reflection. And this what lenses will help you with. And I know that a lot of you also have a business planner. So see how they can complement each other, right? And so this is your feedback. This is your reflection, which is also a super important part because it's going to show you where you are in your patterns. So it's going to show you where you need to refocus as well. And so the next thing that you can fill in are your milestones. Some of you might have received them right now. So what are the milestones that move you closer? What results would prove to you that you have moved towards your true end result? So you have your business choice. And when you break that down for this coming month, what are some milestones that you could reach that let you know that you've come closer to that? Here you have an opportunity to write those down. Okay. And then you have your monthly vision. And this is what could I do this month to move towards my desired reality? And what will I do this month to move towards my desired reality? You might have a lot on the left side because what you could do can be endless, right? You could take all the actions all the way up to your vision. So that's more of like, what's all that's popping up? What could I do? What feels in alignment? But then we also have to look at time. So I have a little space at the bottom to also realistically tune into your time for a moment. How much time do you have this month? Just to look at your agenda. What things do you have planned? How much time do you have to really dedicate to your business so that you can get an idea? Because you want to set yourself up for success. So the things that you're putting on this right side, what will I do this month to move towards my desired reality, are the things you feel like you can commit to 100%. And through attending these monthly sessions and receiving the recode and lowering your resistance, it should mean that you can put things on there too that you usually would have a lot of resistance to. And so you put them on there, you choose to commit to them, you just choose to doing them. And then from the aligned action steps that you receive, you will see that they work all together towards that. Okay, so these are the things you feel like you can 100% commit to. So don't put too much on the right side at the beginning, because at first you all need to sense like what you're able to do in a specific amount of time. And then the next part is the feedback, which will happen at the end of the month. So since this is our first session, we don't have the feedback from last month yet. So next session, the coach who will be present with that session will guide through the feedback so that you can discover, okay, where am I in my patterns? What actions was I able to take? What actions am I getting stuck on? Okay, and that's how this lenses process works. And so there is a page for your morning ritual, and I highly recommend starting with that. And why a morning ritual? For those of you who have it, they'll probably know. For those of you who don't, to set yourself up in the creative structure, if you do that in the morning, you're obviously going to benefit from that the rest of your day. Okay, so here's where you can utilize a meditation that we can provide you, that we will provide you if you want to do it through the guided meditation, and some other things that you want to include in your morning ritual, just to really make sure you set yourself up in the right energy. So that's this page for, so that you can write it out. And there are some guidances that you can read through just to make sure that you find your way and that it's easy to follow. Let me know in the chat if there are any questions about this so far, and give yourself grace and time to get familiar with this. We will provide some more information and guidance in the Facebook group, so make sure you tune into that. If there are no questions, I just want to leave you with a few announcements before we tune out of the sessions. Thank you so much. This is so good. You're so welcome, Marie. You're so welcome. It's my absolute pleasure to be here with all of you. I know like all the beautiful businesses you are working on, and it's just really, it's my honor. So I just have a few announcements. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. If any questions come up and they come up later, please feel free to drop them on the Facebook page, right? So if you have a question, don't sit on it for a whole month. Drop it in the Facebook group. That's where you can all connect to each other as well. That's where we will tune in as coaches. I mean, we're not going to leave you hanging after this session. You never have to feel like that. We're here for you. Thank you for holding the space, special place for us. You're so welcome, Pamela. And Bree just put the Facebook group in the chat, so that's beautiful. There's another thing that I really want to share with you all. If you feel like this is like highly beneficial for you, and you would want to dedicate some more time to this, especially now if you're starting out with this work, we have a beautiful, beautiful 5-day workshop coming up. It is the 10th until the 14th of March. It's called Quantum Leap to Your Dreams Workshop, okay? And it's hosted by all the coaches of the Superconscious Sisterhood. It will get you more familiar with all the foundations of this work, and it will also leave you with a beautiful vision board. And not one of those vision boards that you hang on your wall, you look at it, but then you don't do anything with it. This is going to be different, because it's going to be a vision board of everything you're going to actually create. So it's like a game changer. It's very impactful. And I know for some of us, it's like when you get into this work and you've really become the conscious creator of your life, right now, you might have things that you think you want to create. Through this work, you might notice it shifts, and that it's expanding, and that the things that you want to create from the heart are also maybe actually bigger or different or fuller than what you now hold for yourself. And so this 5-day experience is especially good to fully step into that version of you. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link. It's going to let me copy it. So for anybody who would be excited about joining that, you can visit the link. I'm going to put it in here. It's 5 days. It's going to be, I think about 2 hours per day. There's going to be replays as well, of course. And so you're going to get super immersed into the work, which will build up a super good foundation for you. It's only $111. So we wanted to keep it really affordable. If you feel like you can't spend 5 days on that, or you don't, or whatever else, you feel like you need maybe more personal guidance, then there's always the option to book a one-on-one with me or one of the other coaches. So that is also definitely an option that you have. I just put the link in the chat for the 5-day workshop. Yeah, you're so welcome back. I'm so happy to do this, to be able to offer this. And yeah, if you have any questions, please tune into the Facebook. Next month, probably somebody else is going to host this session, but I felt super honored, and I really hope to see you all again and to interact with you in the Facebook group. Beck, I'm just for now going to give word back to you if there's anything that you want to share. If I can find you here.
Hello. Thank you so much. That was amazing. I just had to get up and open my door. I realized I don't have the air conditioner on, and it's like I'm sweltering. It's like a hot box in my office. So thank you. Thank you. That was, I find that when I do this work, in work that I've done before, like, people will talk about different beliefs, and I'm like, I don't have that. So it's never shifted because I've never realized that I've had it. And in every session that I've done with you girls, I'm like, I can't believe that these beliefs that sit so deeply that I didn't even know about. Because had you have said to me, you have imposter syndrome, I would be like, I am like the least person on the planet to have imposter syndrome. But there's actually layers to it, and it can be the most minute thing that could happen. And you went into the generational stuff, and I realized that I'd picked it up from my grandmother. Anyway, so I want to really, I wanted to speak into that because every session that I do just blows my mind, and I always just get so much from it. And I love the lenses as well. I think it just gives so much clarity. I start my day, when you're talking about morning routine, I do my balancing harmonics, which is through the AO scan, which is part of one of the tools of our business, where you get to listen to the frequencies embedded into music to balance all of your emotions out, which is phenomenal. But I also sit and I write out what my perfect, my end goal looks like. So for me this morning, writing that out was really powerful. I just felt like I was doing my morning routine, but in a bit of a different way. So I think that that's just so brilliant. So I just want to thank you so much for your time. I love this work so much. The next call will be on Friday the 28th for those of you in the US, which funnily enough I will be. And Saturday the 29th for those of you who have to stay back in Australia while the rest of us are in America cruising around, which will be super fun. So I will probably have somebody else maybe host that one, but I will definitely be tuning in. So that's amazing. Thank you very much. And thank you to each and every single one of you for showing up today and giving this time. I know the call's gone long today, but I just know how much we get out of it. So I'm just so grateful for everyone to show up. So thank you, everyone. We will leave it there for today, and we will see you again next month. Thank you again, Debbie. Really grateful.
Thank you, everyone. So much love. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.